Running low on supplies. Welcome, welcome! Don't be afraid, I'm not gonna hurt you, despite what you have seen, heard, and/or been told. My name is Sebastian, your only friend.
It is in this way and in these words that you first meet Sebastian Solace in Roblox Pressure. But have you ever wondered why, among all the monsters that we meet throughout the game, it is he who treats us well and tries in every possible way to help us? After all, even when our character dies, after death, we hear Sebastian's voice again, and he shows us a document that describes in detail the creature because of which we died.
Yeah, sure, just shine your light in random things' faces. I'm sure that'll end well.
As you probably already know from the plot of Roblox Pressure, we play as an urban shade prisoner and have to cross the Hadal Black site and stay alive at the same time. And what if I tell you that Sebastian Solace, also referred to as Z13, used to be a prisoner, and it is written in his personal file. On your screens, you can now see what it looked like before it turned into the Z13 object, which we are already used to seeing in the game. Sebastian Solace was also previously an inmate at Urban Shade Prison. In 2013, Sebastian was falsely charged with the murder of 9 people, being sentenced to execution. Right before the execution date, Urban Shade took him and faked his death, releasing a falsified execution report to the government. He was then imprisoned as an LRP-ranked prisoner in the Hadal Black site. In early 2015, Sebastian was chosen for an experiment designed to give humans fish-like gills in order to allow them to breathe underwater, experimenting with various DNA samples of deep-sea creatures. While the experiment succeeded in giving him gills, it mutated his appearance beyond recognition. Sebastian was then classified as Z13, due to his monstrous appearance and abilities. After the experiment, Urban Shade found no more use for him in human testing and reassigned him to underwater equipment maintenance. 7 months later, Sebastian was found to be not guilty of the murders he was accused of. This information was not shared with Sebastian, nor was he released from his imprisonment. By that time, the mutation caused by Urban Shade's experiments could no longer be reversed, which left him with his monstrous form permanently. Sebastian was promoted to MRP, which granted him better living conditions while still keeping him as a prisoner. Prior to the events of the game, Sebastian initiated a site-wide lockdown after feigning the effects of anesthesia. After killing an elite guardsman, he stole his keycard and used it to release various monsters. Well, is it really our only friend underwater, from whom we can buy the items we need and release the very monsters that we need to hide from? It turns out that they are not so good at doing this. That's not really true, because we don't know why Sebastian did what he did. Perhaps he thought that the other monsters were the same people, and they were also the subject of the Urban Shade prison experiment. Perhaps he thought that by releasing monsters, he would only make things better. But it turned out to be the opposite. And now he is trying to help us deal with them. And that's why, after each death, Sebastian shows the ladies secret documents that describe the monster, thanks to which we have to start the game from the beginning. But then why, when we find one of the most secret documents, he does this?
Sorry, confidential.
And although this action on his part seems strange, and the very fact that at any moment from behind our back can appear, Sebastian's hand tells us that after all, he is trying to help us. After all, what if there is information in that secret document, which does not let us open Sebastian, for which Urban Shade Prison will do the same thing that happened to Sebastian? What if after reading the document and playing the game to the very end, Urban Shade Prison will forever change its mind to let the prisoner go free, build his death, and will conduct various experiments on the prisoner? And this theory seems very logical to me, because with each new update appear more and more new creatures. And what if these new creatures that prevent us to pass the game to the end and are the same people who used to be prisoners, and after reading the secret documents from them, made monsters? Or these creatures are just the same monsters that Sebastian released, I am just beginning to delve into the plot of this game, and so if you have more information, then be sure to write it in the comments, and I will gladly read it and take into account in their next videos on Roblox Pressure.
Shut up!